Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. All right, guys. I am so sorry about the sound on my Ready to Love video. I don't know what's happening. My computer, y'all know my computer don't be wanting me to be great. I don't know why. Like, it's always something. So, I'm going to have to listen back every time just to make sure that it's fine. Which is so fucking time consuming. But I'm going to do it. All right? Because we are close to 500. Yay! Shout out to my new subbies. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not already, please consider subscribing. It is absolutely free for you. Just hit the button. Means nothing to you, means a whole lot to me. Hit the thumbs up button. It does wonders for my analytics. And let's talk about some shit in the comments because that also does wonders for my analytics. All right, so we're here today to talk about, what is this? SWV and Xscape. Again, I'm trying to get away from doing scene by scene of my reviews. I really am trying to get out of doing that and just touch on the important things. But for now, I'm watching it with y'all. So I'm just gonna have to go off of memory a little bit. I'm gonna watch it and then tell y'all, a little bit. That way it's not so many jump cuts either in between. So we start off by seeing that, what's his name? Ace got 17,000 freaking subscribers. Are you fucking kidding me? This kid got 17,000 subscribers and I can't get 500? Like, seriously? I've been doing this almost 2 years. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, y'all. I just be fussing and I just be getting real down sometimes about where this is going, but it's okay. I'm not gonna fuss. All right, so Tasha and Taj meet up at, what is it, the Museum of History, Music History, something like that. I don't know, but they meet up, they talk. She ends up finding out that Tasha, is trying to get her own record deal with Motown to do a gospel album or whatever. And of course, she's just like, oh shit. But she don't really make a huge deal of it. She's like, what you mean y'all gonna break up? And Tasha's just like, and I'm like, no, they should kick your ass right on out the group, right on out. Which I don't know if that has been formally done yet. But if not, what are we waiting on? Like, she would have been out. I'm telling you, with that attitude, she would have been out of my group. You can't play with us. So they end up walking around. They see themselves up there. Did they show SWV? I don't think I remember seeing us. No, maybe I did. I don't know, but I know Tasha was just kind of unenthused about seeing her. So she's like, oh, that's really cool. That's so cool. Tasha's like, yeah, it's really cool. Then later on, Taj meets up with Candy. And girl, what Taj have on? I don't know. Listen, Auntie is all about comfort. I'm not mad because I'm all about comfort too. But she had on some different patterns. It was all black and white, but still. But she's a sweetie, so we're gonna give her some grace on that. She sits down to talk with Candy or whatever, and she ends up letting her know what Tasha told her. And Candy is like, what? And it what she did last time. She was acting all shitty to us when, it was time for her to she was trying to get her own record deal and go solo. And then what's her name? Taj is like, yeah, the same thing Coco did to us or whatever. And then, y'all, later on, I watched Candy speak on it, and she said some more things happened in that scene. And she said also in that scene, Taj was like, yeah, Coco was doing all this and that. Like, she was like throwing Taj under the bus for some shit she was saying about Coco and how mad she was at the time. And I'm like, that was years ago and they worked through it. So why is Candy bringing this up on Speak On It? Like, Candy is messy as fuck, y'all. I'm sorry. After watching that Speak On It, after watching this, I was rubbed the wrong way by Candy. Flip side, I was like, okay, it's business. I get it. Other flip side, on Speak On It, she made a little more sense where she said, listen, we normally charge more than they do for concerts. So if we split it 50-50, then we're kind of, I get that. But all of this, me and Tiny bring the people in and they don't. Candy is messy as fuck. And I think that's that Atlanta Housewives shit coming out of her. And it's not cute. She's never been one of my favorites. I'm sorry, unpopular opinion. Candy has never been a fave of mine. And this is showing why, because the fact that she's throwing Taj under the bus on her Speak On It, to me, was just real shitty. And I don't understand why if they supposed to be cool. All right, Coco meets with her friends, and listen, they have a special relationship where the girl gets to grab her butt The guy gets to tell the other girl that I'm sure your boobs are saggy when you take off that bra. And I'm like, damn, they really love each other or something. But we learned that Coco has been diagnosed with bipolar. Um, and that would explain some of that shit from when they had their own reality show, because I could not stand Coco. And I think that would be true for a lot of us. The fact that her attitude was so bad. And now she's talking about her PUSSY and everything. Y'all, that's the one word. I'm sorry. I can have a potty mouth all day long. I'll say dick. I'll say whatever. I'm not going to say the P word, though. I'm sorry, I can't say the P word. But they was saying it like crazy on here tonight. Lily said it later on. Coco said it. She said it still get real wet. You know, grandma still got it or whatever. I was like, okay, granny. Yeah, so cute little moment. We learned a lot, about the fact again that she has the bipolar, and I guess she's on medication and she feels much better now, and her attitude is so different now, y'all. It's so different. Like, she's very likable now where she wasn't before. I'm trying to think of what else with her and her son. Her son is just, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, her son is just pretty. He really is. Like, his facial features and everything, like, okay, high cheekbones, y'all. Y'all finna see I have high cheekbones, but I mean, the facial features are just featuring for me, and I just love it. He seems like a sweetheart. So he sits down, he tells his mom, first of all, he's making a video, and she came in being all loud. He like, I'm making a video, right? And y'all, that actually happens. Like, I'll be making a video and my baby will just be coming through the door and I'll be like, damn it. And you have to go back and yeah. So they sit down. He ends up telling her that he doesn't want to go back to school. He would like to be in the music business. Of course, she's just like, she wants better for him. Not saying that the music business is so bad, but with her being in it, I do realize that she understands how, it can just be up and down, and she wants something more stable for him. So she really wants him to be a dentist. She's like, I'm gonna call your grandma, we're gonna tell on you. And he calls the grandma, and she immediately like, he gotta get in trouble, he's in here over here doing bad or whatever. And he tells the grandma, and the grandma's just like, you don't know what you really want to do. And she's going on and on. He starts crying, and Coco's like, he's crying. And at the time, she's still kind of like laughing or whatever. And then the mom, he says to him, he says to them, well, then why don't I just take a year off and see, what I want to do at least. And immediately grandma's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And Coco's like, what? What? She was not this understanding. And so Coco's not happy with that outcome, because I feel like once the grandma said it's fine, it's fine. Like, it's what grandma says goes, not even her. So she knows she has no fight. Like, I guess if she doesn't have somebody to team up with her, then, it is what it is. So she tells him that she's pissed off or whatever. And from what I heard, he was singing. He sounded like his mama. So, I'm sure he'll do well. Whatever he decides to do, I'm sure he'll do well. He's 19. He has time. He can figure it out. So all those cute little scenes with Coco. So let's get to Lily and her son. They meet up. He got on an SWV shirt. It's so cute. He representing mama. And, they're talking about everything. Talking about, we hear that Lily has slept in her vehicle before. And, she was out of work once they stopped, SWVing. Y'all, I was finna say once they stopped SWVing for real. Once they stopped, making music or whatever, she hit on, she came up on hard times, and she ended up sleeping in a car a little bit. Okay, yeah. So she, saying how she came up on hard times or whatever. She ended up having to go get her GED. She worked in an office. She was able to pull herself back up. So, she just has a definite story to tell. It's so cute. Her son looks just like her as well. And then she starts telling him about these erotica love story books, that the audio books she want to do. And she wanted to tell her story. She said her first book was sad because it was, like her life story. And now she wants to do something a little different. She ends up saying the P word in there too. I think it's called P something, whatever she's trying to do. I'm like, these girls really love their P's, okay? So at first, the son is like, I don't want to hear it, but as she's telling him, he's like, okay. And I mean, that's cool. Lily wants to hustle and keep it going while she has the momentum. I'm not mad at that. All right, so Tasha's in the studio and her husband comes in singing, dancing, and he's like, sing the song like I told you, anime. And I'm like, interesting. Interesting that he would go to that, right? Like, I feel like he know that that's what people think, and he think that shit is funny. I guess apparently she thought it was funny. She didn't like die laughing, but she wasn't like, dude, get out of here. So I don't know. I just don't like her husband, but I mean that's just the consensus basically. Again, he's giving me all of Monique's husband tease, like in its entirety. It's crazy. Um, so they, talk about the deal or whatever, and it's nothing. Like, I just really don't care about Tasha, you guys, and her scenes. I don't care. But we can talk about, let's get to the mom and what's her name? Tamika meeting up. Okay. The mom is extra as fuck, and it's not cute. It's not cute at all. It's actually hard to watch because it seems so phony. I'm just like, nobody can be this extra. Like the mom is just act like she's on a stage doing a stage play. I don't know. I mean, I know they're not acting because it ended up becoming really emotional for both of them. So I know they're not acting, but god damn, the mom's like, I am the fifth member. Like it was just a lot she was doing. She was doing a lot. But we're gonna go to the particulars where, not Tasha, Tamika's trying to tell her that she doesn't listen and she never takes her side or whatever. And, the mom is just really still not hearing her out. All right, yeah. So I had to watch it again very briefly. And yeah, the mom with all that screaming and, after the dad left, it just seemed like she has some stuff still from the dad leaving. And, Tamika says she looks like her dad. She has a good relationship, I guess, with her dad or whatever. I don't know. But I guess that has some stuff to do with it. But ain't that Tasha's dad too, or no? I mean, I don't get it. But she let her know that she feels like she plays favorites. She doesn't think so, of course. Um, she ends up telling her, listen, if you can't, you know, do better or whatever, then I'm gonna have to fall back. What do you mean fall back? So they end up having an emotional moment where Tamika still honestly looked a little checked out. The mom is crying, she's crying, and the mom's like, I love you, you're my kid, I love you, and she hugs her. But again, Tamika just looks like checked out, and it's so sad. It's very sad for her, so I feel bad, but let's move on. All right, so wrapping up, we have all the girls meeting up to talk about this tour or, possible tour, but they're trying to do a one night thing, I guess, to see if it's going to work out. They all come. Tasha and Tiny are dressed kind of alike or whatever. So, cute little moment. They come in, she speaks, and, she's dry as hell as usual. Um, they sit down in like this little circle type thing or whatever. They're talking about it. We get to Candy talking about billing and all that. And are they doing it or is somebody opening this and that? So we get the whole back and forth of who's going to open and who's going to have top billing. And why don't they just do it, co-billing? Fine. They all said that's fine. We'll do it where we're the same on the bill or whatever. And it's so funny because as Candy's talking, Taj is like, yo, so what are you saying? That you want bigger letters? Like she's really trying to just spit that shit out. What are you trying to say? And, Candy is just being petty as shit with the whole thing of, and then, Lily's just like, listen, I need to go to the bathroom. And Coco's like, me too. So they go and they have to step out because they like, okay, she's on some bullshit. Because then she's like, well, we don't want to do half. And then Taj is like, so are you saying that you want more money or like, what are you saying? And basically, yeah, that's what she was saying. And I'm just like, she's so out of bounds on one end. On the other end, it's business. I get it. And she's saying you got to get this shit ironed out beforehand so that there's no issues, when it comes up. And I get it. I get it. But I just feel like it's shitty. It just really is shitty. And the girls go in the back, SWV go in the back, and Coco's like, listen, I'm trying to, maintain my composure. And Lily's like, I'm sick of listening to this bullshit. Yeah, it was bullshit, y'all. And then even Taj was sitting there like, can you believe, what they were saying? Like, it's just a lot. So yeah, that's kind of how it ended, with them not really coming to a conclusion just yet. However, or at least I don't think I can't watch it all the way through again, y'all. But watching, I saw Taj and Coco did a live where they were like laughing about it. It was kind of like, okay, these are grown women, because they're laughing about it. Like, can you believe how ridiculous this shit was? And, Taj was talking about all the faces Coco was making, and Coco was like, ooh, that other girl was about to come out. I was trying not to let that other girl come out. So since this has aired, it's been so much going on. Like, Lily, I guess, took to Twitter or Instagram or something and was just like, keep that same energy when we see you and all this. Like, oh my God, talking about internet gangsters or whatever. Like, Candy really is an internet gangster. Like, she is housewives all the way. And I don't know how good that is. Because like I said, even on her speak on it, I was like, ooh, Candy is a little problematic. I'm sorry. She's messy as shit, which she has been on Housewives as well. People just tend to overlook it. I don't know why. Um, but yeah, so that's where the episode ended. And I'm sorry, you guys. I have an unpopular opinion because I'm not in love with this show. I'm not. Like, every reviewer I watch is just like, oh, this shit is so good. It's so good. Things happening. Yeah. I don't care. Like, it's just not great. It's not a great show. Like, we know all of the. Yeah, I really feel like, okay, I'm flipping off to something else, but I really feel like this didn't happen, right? This didn't actually happen. The tour, which is unfortunate if it didn't happen, but yeah, I just feel like it's the same stuff. Like, we had a whole thing with SWV before. We had a whole thing with Xscape, and I don't care. Like, in terms of music, love SWV's music. I wouldn't want to see them live. Xscape, they were fine. They were fine. Oh, excuse me. They weren't, the greatest to me. They were fine. Wouldn't want to see them live. So I ain't going either way. But, I don't know. Is there drama in the show? Sure. It's the same kind of bullshit drama though. But, we'll be here for it. So, sorry guys, but if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, please. We would love to have you be part of the Beautiful People family. Um, if you're still here, you're the real MVP. Thank you so much. And welcome to all my new subscribers. And I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.